Okay, so this video is going to be a little different. I just recently got a hankering to dig a little bit more into the Famicom library, and I was completely unaware of what some of the box arts look like, especially compared to the ones that we got here in North America. And I couldn't believe that some of these were the same game. Now, I know that some games that release in Japan and then release later in North America, they do make small tweaks to them, sometimes big tweaks to them, but they are based on the same game, so I realized that might be the case here. But I was blown away that some games of the same name had completely different box arts, and there's really no discernible reason why for some of them. Just someone made a decision, and that's just the way it ended up being. So the way this is going to work, I'm going to show you a picture of some box art from a Famicom game that also released on the NES, and you'll have 10 seconds to look at that and come up with your answer. I'll play a little Jeopardy music over top of that, and then I'll show you which one it pertained to. Okay, who do we have here wearing these reflective sunglasses? Is that a sad Gary Sinise? An unhappy Ed Harris? What game could that be from? And if you guessed Street Fighter 2010, you are correct. Good job. Alright, what's going on here is that Willem Dafoe sniffing the end of his gun while a helicopter crashes into his head. What game is this from? Alright, if you could read Japanese, you'd know by now, but that is Die Hard. Similar enough, but also different enough to maybe throw you off. I agree, this does look like an anime version of the Watchmen, but what NES game could this be? And if you guessed Double Dragon, you would be right. I have no idea who some of these other characters are on the Famicom cover, but hey, it's Double Dragon. Alright, what is this game? Who is that character? Is that Cher? Is that Cher trying to fight an entire village? I don't remember a Cher game for the NES. And if it helps you out any, it was made by Hudson Soft. No, that's Jackie Chan. Jackie Chan's Action Kung Fu. Alright, what in the heck is going on here? This looks like some art that a high school cafeteria would put up from one of their finer students. Turns out it's Klax. Good old Klax. And my gosh, I think I like the Famicom one better. Much better. What could this be? God playing pool with planets? Well, I'm sure you have a good guess, and it better be Lunar Pool, where instead of the Famicom's cover, we got two guys standing awkwardly close, trying to play pool. So if you've played this game, this one should be obvious. It's not as obvious on the North American NES cover, but on this Famicom cover, this is very representative of the game, and if you guessed Rolling Thunder, you would be correct. You can see the main villain back there on the TV and our hero leaping down from the ceiling. Oh, it's awesome. What is this, a Transformer? There wasn't a Transformer game released on the North American NES. But if you somehow guessed Burai Fighter, you would be correct, and I don't believe you. They're so different. What is going on here, and what is that person wearing? What are they, cosplaying as a weird lizard? And is that another arm? Well, if you guessed Air Fortress, you're better than me. Nothing about this seems Air Fortress-y at all. Okay, this looks kind of like a Monty Python transition. What game could this be from? If you guessed Vaxanadu, you would be correct, and I would be curious as to why you guessed that. Ah, geez, what could this be? I don't remember a movie where the bad guy from Karate Kid and a grown-up version of Freddie Prinze Jr. went around shooting stuff. Ah, heavy barrel. Huh, I would have never guessed. Interesting. Oh man, what could this be? The text looks creepy even though I can't read it. There's a lot of science going on, that's for sure. Ah, yeah, okay, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. That kind of makes sense, although I think this time the North American version is a little better for the game. I don't remember Mega Man wielding a machete and riding a robot, although now I want that game. Oh, this is Powerblade. I guess the weapon makes sense, but he's represented as a kid on the Famicom version, and the game is quite a bit different, to be fair. For this one, I had to remove the title from the middle of the box to not give it away. But if you've played this game, it might be apparent that it is Puzznic. That's right, made by Taito. It's a puzzle game, it's a lot of fun, but the two covers look very different. I prefer the Famicom. I wonder what this could be. Kinda looks like Aladdin, but with some characters in there I wouldn't recognize. And there is no Aladdin for the NES, so I don't know. Oh, it's magic of Scheherazade. Very different looking, with the Famicom version representing the character as younger. Very common for the Famicom. Ugh. If you see these around your house, you better get some spray, that's all I'm saying, or call a professional. This thing looks terrifying. And if you guessed it's from Abadox, you probably realize that makes sense, but the covers are very, very different. I like the Famicom version. Alright, how did you do, and which one of these surprised you the most? And as always, know your art and call an exterminator. And thanks for watching.